Was injured.
So what did they exactly do? What did they do to your mom?
Okay, what they did to my mom, they were beating her.
So they were beating your mom?
They were beating my mom when I was still young.
So they beated your mom and she was injured?
She was injured. And you know very well, according to our cultural, this boy is not supposed to exist. Actually, he's supposed to be killed. They normally do.
Hi guys, what's up my beautiful people? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Chef Matiko. If you're new here, thank you so much for stopping by. I'm coming live from this beautiful village in Africa, Kenya. Alright, a place called Kuria. So today we have a guest. Is one of my fans, is a neighbor. Yeah, so he has a story to share to us because he has a story to share to us. The other day he commented and he wanted to share the story. He came and told me a part of the story. So he's willing to share it here so that we see, maybe it can change somebody's life, maybe it can change, can motivate somebody, So introduce yourself.
So guys, thank you very much for taking time to be with me here. I've taken this opportunity to come and visit one of my friends, Chef Matiko. I've been following him to his YouTube channel, and when I realized, I came to realize that he's back into Africa. I took time to communicate to him and informed him that I was to meet him so that I can be able to share with him some of the issues that I have, and it is a story. Maybe to you it will be interesting or it will be sad, and for anybody who has come across a certain story, maybe you can share with the Chief Matiko to his channel.
Yeah, sure.
To advise me maybe how I can overcome it or how I can deal with the challenge that I'm going to share with you. So guys, my story began.
I don't want to cut you.
Yes.
Yeah, I think your name is very important. You've not told them your name. Yeah.
Okay, my name is Felix Chacha, from Africa, and you can also, I normally use as Felix Fellow the Boy on my channel, Fellow the Boy on YouTube channel, but my real names are Felix Chacha.
Okay.
Yes.
So tell us your story.
So my story begin. I'm going to start from where I was born. No, I was born in Western region, Kakamega. I think parts of Africa we have different types of the provinces. So I was born in Western Kakamega, and guys, with me, I was born in a village whereby they were believing in so many. They were believing in these cultural beliefs.
So your village, guys, Kakamega is found in Kenya,
Yeah.
Western Kenya. So your village is there are certain beliefs.
Yes.
The culture.
Yeah, the culture, the beliefs, the culture that when you are you have been born at your mother's land. I'm talking about where my uncles belongs, and maybe it came to be realized that your father was not discovered. So
So this, you were born, but you don't know your father.
but I don't know my father.
Your mother gave birth to you while at her home.
Yeah, while at her home. So she was not able to tell who my father was. So my uncles, it was like they were forcing her to tell them who my father was, but she was not able to tell who my father was, because they were forcing her to an extent that they brought some damage to her, and she went through some changes. Actually, she was injured.
So what did they exactly do? What did they do to your mom?
Okay, what they did to my mom, they were beating her.
So they were beating your mom?
They were beating my mom when I was still young.
So they beated your mom and she was injured?
she was injured to an extent whereby she started suffering. Yes.
So what happened?
So after she started suffering,
Mm-hmm.
it took her like a couple of days after she was injured. She gone to the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she had a sister who rescued her, and the sister took her to the hospital.
So these are your uncles?
Yeah,
The brothers to
my mother.
your mom?
Yes.
And so they are beating her because she has a kid.
She has a kid.
That is the only problem.
The problem, no, the problem that they were beating her was because I think I was started with the cultural beliefs. So in that community, they believe that when you have born to your mother's land, you take the blessings of the uncle's children.
So now your cousins.
So I saw my cousins. So you are not supposed to exist in the world. What is supposed to be done, you are supposed to be killed.
Oh my God! So when you're born home,
yeah.
So they believe that you take the blessings of your cousins.
Yeah.
So now that you don't have the father, father,
yes,
you don't know your father.
Yes.
And now you're supposed to be killed.
I'm supposed to be killed so that the blessings can be returned to the children, to my cousins.
Unimaginable. So your mother went to the hospital.
So my mother went to the hospital, and by bad luck, she died.
So your mother died because of the suffering,
of the suffering, the damages that she gone through, and this because of the bitter that she got from my uncles.
So let's say your uncles made your mother die.
Yeah, my uncles made my mom to die.
So after your mother died, what happened?
So after my mother died, I was remained with my grandma. My grandma was still alive. So my grandmother was trying to protect me from being killed. She tried a lot how she can so that I cannot be killed with my uncles. Sometimes she could even hide me. When she's out, she has gone to the business. She could even hide me to the places that my uncles could not be able to discover where I am.
So this is your grandmother?
Yes.
How old were you by then?
Okay, by that time, you know, the story I'm narrating now, I was told with this, a good Samaritan who saved me after now the death of my grandma and my mother.
Before
now I was young. I was told that my mother died when I was like 8 months.
8 months.
8 months. I was still very young.
So this is your grandmother that took you.
Yes.
And then what happened?
So after my grandmother took me, I grown up to 5 years. So after 5 years, my grandmother tried to brief for me. You know, when you are still young, you cannot be told everything.
Yes.
Because you can even start thinking about how did they do to my mom, what was the problem. So what my grandmother was telling me was that when my life will come to an end, I know one day I will die, but I don't want you to stay here. I've talked to one of my daughter that when I die, she will take you and raise you from where I have reached with you.
Now, this is your grandmother telling you when you're 5 years old.
When I was 5 years old.
She's telling you about your aunt.
About my uncles. She was telling me that I don't want you to stay here because when you stay here, your life could be in danger. So she was not telling me the real thing, but the only thing she was doing was like she was trying to save my life. So when I was about 6 years, she died. My grandmother died.
Your grandmother died?
Yeah,
the person who takes care of you.
The person who took care of me after the death of my mother. She died. So when she died, that her daughter, whom she had narrated to her the story, some of my story, the belief that are being followed, came and took me after the death of my grandmother.
So what happened? What do you know the cause? You are very young. Or did they tell you the cause of the death of your grandmother?
Okay, the death of my grandmother, she had a cancer.
She had
a breast cancer.
I'm so sorry about that.
Yeah, thank you. And she died.
So now you are left alone. Now, let me say, your mother has died, your grandmother has died.
Grandmother
the person
died.
who are taking care of you.
The person who's taking care of me is now my aunt. So my aunt took me. You know, she had married. She was married. So she was married at it is a distance a bit from where my uncle stays. So she took me to her home.
So
after
wait,
the day.
all this time, even after your grandmother took you,
Yes.
the uncle was still looking, hunting.
My uncles were still hunting to me. In fact, it was like they had already prepared. After the death of my grandmother, I was supposed to be killed. And that one, I was just seeing some of the signs. But I didn't know that I wanted to be killed, actually.
So let me ask you, before when we continue.
Yes.
So you've told me you come from... Which tribe is that?
That the Luyans.
The Luya.
Yeah,
Does it still exist until today, or it was just...
That beliefs it still exists till today, because up to now, you can't imagine, since that time, all of all of those years, they are still following me.
Wait.
Yeah.
This is interesting. I wonder why we still have these cultures that when somebody is born at, maybe you are, without knowing the father, is supposed to
knowing your father,
to be killed.
And he has been born in your uncle's land.
Yeah, I think that should change. Should have changed a lot of years ago. Yes. So this is your aunt.
Yeah.
Your aunt took you.
My aunt took me now. She went with me where she had been married. She was been married, and that time I was in still primary school. I had gone in primary school. She took me when I was in standard 2, I think. So she raised me. I can say that she raised me, and I got education from her. She educated me. She till to standard 8.
So you did your primary education?
I did my primary education when I was to my aunt.
Your aunt's place.
So
and you're at your aunt's place.
Yeah.
Your uncle are still hunting for you.
My uncle are still hunting to me.
So that they kill you, so that the blessings go back.
They kill me and the blessings return back to their children.
So and then you finished class 8.
I finished class 8. So after finishing class 8, my uncles now came to my aunt's home, and they tried to threaten her. They came when I was now grown up. You know, in standard 8, you at least understand everything that is going on.
True. Yeah.
So they came to my aunt's house, and they told my aunt that, you know, you are staying with this child, and you know very well. And that time I was there listening to what they are saying, and you know very well, even your children will suffer because of this boy. And you know very well, according to our cultural, this boy is not supposed to exist. Actually, he's supposed to be killed. They normally do 2 things. They either kill you, or they sell you. And if it is to sell you, you are supposed to be sold when you are still young. Yeah, so that you cannot be able to discover, even if you have been sold, even if somebody comes from Somalia or anywhere else has bought you, you cannot be able to know where you came from. You just realize that you belong to that family. So now that with me, I was now grown up, my grandmother defended me, so they could not be able to sell me. The only thing that now was remaining was to kill me. So they came there and tried to threaten to my aunt, and my aunt told them, I don't think if it is the right thing that you are doing. We are supposed to do away with these beliefs, actually. But they could not even hear her.
They could not listen.
They could not listen to her. What they told her is that we have given you 5 days to decide. Is either you give this boy to us, or the suffering will now start. You will now facing some sufferings. We are going to do how we can, because we are the uncles and you are the big ones, to change those culture, to change that suffering, to come and destroy your house.
No, yes. These are your uncles to their sisters. Their sister.
Yeah.
So what happened then?
So from there, after they have given her the days now, that 5 days, my aunt called me after they have gone. She called me and told me that now I don't know what to do. I'm now done. I don't know what to do. The only thing I'm going to do is to send you back to your uncles, because I don't want to be in trouble. And you know very well that those are my brothers. They're my older brothers. So whatever has been said, I cannot deny it, or I cannot go beyond it.
So your aunt wanted to send you back to die.
My aunt wanted to send me back to die.
So what happened then?
So what I decided to do, I told her, is okay. But something was ringing in my mind that time when she was telling me that you are supposed to go back to your uncles. The only thing came to my mind was that still we have another alternative. We have many people. I can still look for somebody else and share to him my story, so that if he can help me. So now it was the second day, now the following day. It was now remaining 3 days.
2 days.
So what I decided, I told her, I'm going to look for something. Before sending me back to my uncles, I'm going to look for something. Then I've already started preparation. I will travel to my uncles. So she said, in fact, she was happy. It's okay. You have now decided. Actually, I could be in problem. So you have decided to save me. So I told her, yes, I will save you. So what I did, there was a certain pastor. There's a certain pastor who was coming from, he was a neighbor. He was our neighbor. So I decided to go and share with him. Because now, these are a story that you cannot share with anybody.
Yes.
So I decided to look for man of God. I shared to him my story. And that pastor told me that he's going to help me. He's going to hide me, and they will not be able to know where I am. So I did not even come back. I didn't come back to my aunt's home. I just told pastor, there's nothing I'm supposed to pick from there. What is there, let it remain there. It is only clothes. I don't have anything that I can say I'm going to pick that is very important. So now what pastor did, he told me that I'm going to took you to somewhere place, to a certain place, to hide you for a period of time. By that time, we will be looking on how we can help you. So that pastor took me to his friend, a certain friend from the village to the town now. So it was like a certain welfare that was helping those needy children. So I was taken there for a period of time, but for a period of like 1 month, I was there. So by bad luck, I don't know, and I cannot be able to say how did my uncles again knew that I was there. Because there's a day we were seated with just the children that normally stay there, and just suddenly I saw my uncles.
These are
my uncles now, they are still
following you.
They are following me. So it became now problem. They came and told that, they came and lied to the head of the head of that welfare, that this boy is not a good boy. We have been looking for him. There's a crime he did. So we are supposed to take him and go and prosecute him. Then we'll bring him back. So I told
after prosecution.
After prosecution, we will bring him back. So what I told the head of the welfare is that now what you do, call the pastor who brought me here. Just call him and inform him that they have come to collect me again. So then you see what pastor will do. So the head of the welfare decided to call the pastor, and the pastor told him that give the phone to the uncles. So pastor spoke to one of my elder uncles. He tried. So
they called the pastor.
Yes, they called the pastor, and the pastor tried to talk to them, to communicate to them in peaceful way, but they were harsh. So what they did, the pastor told them that now that you want that boy, I will bring it to you on myself. Just give me just 1 day. I have traveled. He cannot be released there without my permission. So the uncles went. When my uncles went, my uncles went and pastor came back after some hours. So I tried to share with pastor this story. I told him it has now reached to an end. Let me look for somewhere else where I can stay far from here, far from even in this county, from Kakamega County. So I had my aunt, sister to my mother, who was she had been married to a certain person from Migori County.
Now here.
Migori County here. a place called the Kuria West here, where we are now.
Where we are, yeah.
So I decided to call my aunt, who is in Korea. I told her, I shared with her my story, and she told me that you are supposed to look for money so that you can be able to travel up to here. I see how I can help you. I looked for money and I traveled to Korea in Migori County, where my aunt is. My another aunt now, she was. So when I came, my aunt tried to ask me what was going on, and I tried to brief to her the story about what I have been told you before.
So all this time your aunt never knew. How many aunts do you have?
I have 4 aunts.
4 aunts. So all this time the other aunt had not shared the story to this aunt.
Okay, she had never shared to her. The only thing they knew that was my mom died, but the other stories, they didn't know all of them.
So you are in Migori now.
So now I'm in Migori, where my aunt is. So I came to this aunt of Migori, and she asked me what I can do in life. I told her that I want to learn. I want to proceed with my studies because I had now finished study 8. I wanted to join now Form 1. That was in 2014. 2014. I came in Korea 2014, this Migori County.
So how old were you?
By that time, I was young. I was 16.
16. You want to now join?
I was 16, and when I was in Western, I finished class 8 in 2011. So you can see how my uncles wasted me.
Yeah. Now 2011, 2 years, 3 years now. So you wanted to join high school?
So I wanted to join high. So they wasted me a lot. That 2014 is the year I was supposed to be finishing now Form 4.
Now you're joining Form 1.
Now I wanted to join now Form 1. And my aunt did not even agreed what I was trying to tell her. She said that I cannot take you to school. The only thing I will help you, I will just help you maybe if you want to do a certain course.
Because maybe lack of money, or why do you think?
What she told me, I think she told me that even me I have a son.
So your aunt told you that he has a son?
My aunt told me that he has a son, and he cannot start again paying for me school fees in high school. So the only thing she told me, she said that she will take me. I choose the course that I can do so that she can be able to support me. So I told her that I can do ICT. So she took me to ICT studies, and I went to study there ICT.
So this is ICT without even high school?
Without even high school, and it is not the real ICT.
Not the ICT. This is computer.
Not the basics. The basics, how you can type, how you can print. This is not. When I say ICT, maybe somebody can think that it is a professional.
So you just went to learn computers. When these kids finish high school, then they go and study computer.
They go and study computer.
So you went to study computer.
Yeah, I went to study computer, the basics now.
All right.
So after, in fact, it is something that I took 3 months. I had already completed. So after 3 months now, I came again and told my aunt, I still need in my heart, I still need to proceed with my studies. I feel like I can still go in high school. Why can't you help me so that even if we can go to somebody, a government officer, then we go and we agree even with the government signatures, so that one day, one time, I will be able to return for you this money that you have helped me. But she denied. The only thing she told me was that I can see you are disturbing me. I will now send you back to your uncles. So I told her, no, I cannot go back to my uncles because my uncles wants to kill me. But she said that I don't care. I don't care because they are your uncles. I'm your aunt. What your uncles will say, I will follow. So I didn't know that she will communicate to my uncles. She communicated to my uncles when I was not around. So when I came back from, she sent me to the market so that she could be able to communicate to my uncles. When I came back, what she told me was that I want you to go back to your uncles. There's something I want you to go and collect there. They will give you something, then you will come back. So I told them no. I told her no, I cannot go there. But she was like forcing me. I decided that I would go, because now she's chasing me. Let me go back to where I came from. So there was a vehicle was transporting people from Sirari to Kisumu. So
So she called the driver.
yeah, she called the driver that I have a luggage that we're supposed to transport to Kisumu, then from Kisumu to Kakamega. Now she was referring me to a luggage. I was not even, by that time I was not now a human being.
Luggage.
I was a luggage now.
Well, people must be crazy. Eh?
So the drivers came in the morning and they took me to Kisumu, and you know they were. In fact, she told them, don't give him any money. That's when you reach there, just put him to the vehicle that goes to Kakamega. Don't allow him even to take the money. So I went to Kakamega. When I reached to Kakamega, now I had no place to go.
So why did you decide to go back to where people want to kill you?
I decided to go back so that I can now move from her hands. Whereby when if I will be back, then I'll be back on my own. So I went there to Kakamega, and now that I had some little money, I came back again after the following
Kuria.
day. I traveled again to Kuria. So when I traveled again to Kuria, I didn't return to her home, my aunt's home.
So you went somewhere?
I went somewhere to my friend's home in Kuria. So my friend's home, I had already shared to him my story before. So it is not new. It is not new, something that they didn't know. So I went to my friend's home.
And there you started working, or what?
I started working. I started now hustling because now I decided that let me start a new life.
What kinds of job were you doing?
By that time, I started with a car wash.
You're washing cars.
I was washing cars, just washing cars, at least getting a little so that I can be able to buy.
Yeah, how much did you get maybe in a day? Because we are here in the village. You know, when maybe somebody might watch this video from the US or Europe, will think that washing cars, it's a very nice job. You earn good money. Good.
Yes, in the village. By that time I was washing cars. I can be able to remember one car. One car was 100 shillings.
And how many cars did you wash?
For a day, I could even wash 8 cars.
So one car 100, that's $1.
That's $1. Yeah.
So 8 cars, that is $8 a day. But that is. So you did. What did you? So you used the money to survive.
I used the money to survive so that I can be. You know, that good Samaritan who saved me, that my friend, they were not rich or financially able.
Yeah, I think you're talking about Ben.
Yeah, Ben.
Yeah, I think I know the guy.
Yes, the guy. So they took me, and I could now. I will now try how I can so that I can get something, at least to eat or to buy even clothes and to buy my own things.
And this whole time, your uncle was still.
My uncles were still following me. They were still asking where I am. I could even reach some of my cousins to Facebook. They were telling me that, hey, your uncles are looking for you. They still want. They are getting very trouble. They are in trouble. Their children are in trouble because you are still existing.
So this culture, they believe that when you are there, the children cannot even be successful. It's a very funny culture. It's a very funny culture. So you're working as in the.
So I worked in the car wash.
Yeah, in the car wash.
I washed vehicles for around a period of 1 year. I faced so many challenges, but now because I was now trying to look forward on what I will do later, I would now tolerate any challenges that I was facing.
I remember even you used to. You are a tent guy. These people
I was a tent guy now from there after 1 year.
Because I think I once worked with you, like putting tents, because I worked with that company.
I remember.
Because I used to clean the seats like this, the plastic seats.
Yeah, the plastic seats. Yeah. Even I remember the day we went here to border and clean some of them.
Yeah, I remember a day I washed a lot of seats. And like 300, 500 seats.
And we were not even paid.
And I think the guy paid me $2.
$2.
That is $2, €2. That is 200 shillings.
Yeah.
And I said I will never work there again because I had worked for, I think, a full day washing the seats.
It was a full day actually.
Imagine washing 500 seats like this ones. Yeah, and you clean. They have mud. You clean. You know, there's these seats for hire. And
from morning till evening.
I remember that day I was paid $2.
$2 only.
And I said, this job, I'm not going to do it anymore. So you're working with the same company?
I was working with the same company again. So from the car wash, I went to the company of tents. So I worked with these tents for a period of 2 years. So after finishing working for a period of 2 years with 2 tents, I told the boss that now that I have saved some money, I have around 50,000 Kenyan shillings.
Oh,
Yeah,
you must
I
be.
saved 50,000 Kenyan shillings.
That is 50,000 Kenyan shillings, guys. That is 500 US dollars. That is 50 euros, 500 euros.
So he told me that it is good if you are going to school.
So you are this time now you are deciding to go back to school.
I was deciding now to go back to school, but now that was not high school. It was now polytechnic. I wanted now to go in polytechnic.
This they teach you the skill.
The skills on how you can be able to construct something like that. So I decided to go to polytechnic. After finishing polytechnic, it was a course of 2 years. So after finishing polytechnic, I tried to share with my polytechnic teachers, and they told me that because you seem like you are a bright student, we could advise you to go back to high school.
High school now,
so that you can be able to get a Form 4 certificate.
And how old are you? Are you then?
By that
how
time,
are you then?
Wow, by that time actually I was above 18, and you know when someone is going.
So they told you to they advised you to.
They advised me to go back to high school so that I can be able to finish and have a Form 4 certificate.
So now you are over 18. Maybe you are 20 years. How old were you then?
By that time I was 20 years actually.
20 years.
I was 20 years, and you know I don't have even a class 8 certificate. You know that certificate that I did in Western. The uncle said now taken it. So I started again trying how I can do so that I can get a class 8 certificate. But by good luck, there is a good Samaritan, Madam Mondari. There's a Madam
Mondari actually is the mother to Ayamara.
Yeah, mother to Ayamara,
yes,
the big YouTuber.
Yeah, people who know Ayamara, the guy.
Mom to So the mom to Ayamara, she's a head teacher. So when I tried to share to her my story, she advised me to go and register as a private candidate. So a private candidate at our district offices, headquarters offices at Kehanja. So Ayamara's mother helped me a lot. Even she took me up to there, and she used her money to pay for me.
Wow.
She even paid.
Because she saw your interest.
She saw my interest in learning, and she tried to have sympathy on me. So she could try all her she can. So I did the exam, and
so you did the exam?
I did the exam, class 8, a KCP exam. KCP exam is that exam you do after 8 years in primary school. So
you did it with 20 years?
With 20 years.
In primary, wow, encouraging.
So, and that time I did it, even I had forgotten some of the...
Yeah, because it has been long.
Because it has been long. But I tried to pray to my God and ask God to help me, so that I can be able at least to remember something. But so after finishing that exam, I waited for result, and the results came, and it was very good.
You passed.
I passed that exam, and after passing that exam, I went again and to Ayamara's mother and told her how I have performed. So she also advised me to go back in high school.
So wow! So you went back to high school?
Yeah, I went back to high school. Now I'm now going in high school. I don't know who will be paying for me because I am a parent. I am the parent on my own. I don't have any money. So what I decided to look for a school that pays low amount.
That is cheaper. That is affordable.
Yeah. Well, that I can be able to be when I come hustle a bit. I go and took their school fees. I tried. God helped me. God stood with me. I tried rather than facing, despite facing the challenges, God helped me, and I finished Form 4.
You finished? Which year was that? When did you finish?
It was in 2021.
So he finished school last year. Now I guess that you are 24 years old.
I'm now 24 years old.
Yeah. So you finished school? I
finished school now. After I finished, the result came. I had a D+. I passed according to me. The grade that I got, I appreciated God because I passed. So
you had a D+.
I had a D+. So so I got a D+, and Ayamara's mother also advised me to join a vocational center so that I can improve advance my skills that I had before.
From the polytechnic.
From the polytechnic. So currently, as we are speaking, I'm in college. I'm in that vocational center. Wow. It is the first year. I'm still a first year.
Wow.
Yes, and it will take a period of 2 years. So I know God will be with me. God will going to comfort me.
Who is paying your fees?
nobody's paying for me school
So you
fees.
come and work, then
I come and work and pay on my own, the way I was doing in high school.
Oh wow.
So that's how I
incredible.
do, so that I can I pay a bit. And even now when when we are in holidays, I normally get some work. I save. You know, with me, I learned how to save when I was still young, because I started facing hard life. So I learned to save. So I normally save. I took them in school a bit. I proceed now learning.
Wow, guys, this is a very interesting story. Sad, interesting story. So this guy, the family wanted to kill him after the mother and the grandmother died. You've heard the story. He joined high school very late. He finished, then he joined again. He's now studying at the vocational colleges. There's colleges that teach skills and other courses, you know. So maybe you can kindly comment down below what you think about this story, and if you want to, so maybe you want to chip in to help Felix. Yeah, you can get what is your Facebook?
Facebook is the fellow Chacha, and also in YouTube is fellow the boy, my YouTube channel. You can still find me there.
So
what
do you do in YouTube?
Okay, in YouTube channel, I normally just do. I have some cultural videos.
Oh, okay.
I have
So
cultural videos like initiation.
So guys, if you want to support Felix, you can reach me through Instagram, or you can reach through his Facebook. What is your Facebook?
My Facebook is the Felix Mbaye with the
Bye. So I can put that when I'll post this video. I'll pin the comment, and I'll also pin your phone number. Maybe someone want to reach out, maybe for the advice, so that we get to support you guys. So for this story, it will change somebody's life. Somebody's thinking, because culture, something that is I don't know how to put it. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video until the end. Kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel to support us. Until next time, goodbye.